Chat, what's going on? I ain't really gonna take no time getting started on this stream today. I got a reaction video for y'all. Um, I watch a lot of podcasts. Obviously, doing one myself, I look for inspiration, things I can learn from, possibly. Uh, just take tips and notes. And obviously, I'm a fan of certain people in some podcasts. It's the world that I work in, so to an extent, colleagues, whatever you may have it. But outside of all that, I was watching Young Man in the Three, and I saw my guy, obviously, here in the bottom right corner, as you guys can see. Oh, my bad, that's the other way. Right down there. There we go. Right down there. I got Moses Moody, uh, former, obviously, Arkansas high school player. Super talented kid. At the time, obviously, I'm speaking on high school. Who put in the work, grinded hard, knew he had what it took from a physical and mental standpoint, and had the right people in his corner to help him succeed. So he obviously put all those tools in a box. Now we have Moses Moody, NBA champion, Golden State Warrior, young talented star in the league, who's right here from Little Rock, Arkansas. And so I'll also dive in by saying, yes, I'm eating. This is not a formal video today. I'm chilling. I'm getting more into the content world, getting more into streaming, trying to put up more stuff on the regular, obviously to build my base, fan base that is, grow my viewership. Um, and so yeah, I'm chilling right now. Y'all checking my plate. Yes, I'm eating on a paper plate. I got some steak and shrimp and some rice, cooked by yours truly. Uh, what's today? Thursday. I ain't do much of nothing today. Cleaned up, chilled around the house, workout. When I got a haircut, y'all can tell. Boy chop. Uh, went to the grocery store, grabbed a few things like this, and came back to the crib, cooked, and fired up the stream. So, without further ado, I'm gonna sit back, eat, relax, and watch this video with y'all. Obviously, I'll be chiming in to make comments on. Obviously, I'll be chiming in, make comments on the video. But yeah, let's get to it.
You were growing up. You were in the. Were you in the city in Little Rock, or were you outside?
Yeah, in the little
What was the basketball scene like?
So like I was the dude I was always playing. So I'm going to Canis Park playing outside. It's hoopers everywhere though. Like especially then because I
So the coolest thing I think that right off the bat when he came out and said that he goes to Canis Park and plays all the time is that um, although I'm a few years older than Moses, and I know a ton of people who played against him and stuff like that, and I've obviously seen him a bunch of times myself, but I never knew that. And when they just reopened the Canis Park, if you guys are familiar, obviously they opened it up what, year and a half, 2 years ago. And really, really cool. Obviously, I live right down the street from it, like I can walk there. Um, but it's just cool to see that he himself grew up playing there. I've taken kids there to play. I've worked out kids there all the time. I see a lot of guys actually going back to that same spot to do the same thing. So cool to see him right out the bat say something about going to Canis Park, um, and actually playing there as a kid. So yeah. What up, chat? What up? What up? I see we got a viewer. What's
I wasn't
going
even the
on?
best player in the city. Like I wasn't like it wasn't obvious that I was going to the NBA when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I was just always hooping, always playing. It's good though. It's a lot of hoopers there.
There's 4 guys in the league now. Well, I know Isaiah. I just saw Isaiah. We just saw him in OKC.
Yeah, so they from Arkansas, but they're not from Little Rock.
I'm gonna let him keep talking, but I hope he don't think there's only 4 guys in the league from Arkansas. It's a good handful now. Maybe he's saying just from Little Rock, but let's keep going.
All right.
Okay, so Isaiah's not from Little Rock.
Isaiah's from Fort Smith. Jalen Williams from Fort Smith.
Yeah.
And then like Malik Monk, Austin Reeves, all those guys.
Is there like in-state rivalry with the different places, or like what's the? Because I have no sense of like how.
And of course, we gotta add
Like even just how big it is in terms of if it's like did you see the guys from different towns growing up? Did you play with them, or was it like
So I've been playing against Jay Will, even though he's from Fort Smith, like 2-3 hours away from Little Rock. So it's not like we right here playing against each other all the time. But I just randomly played against Jay Will's team like since I was in like 4th grade, and I didn't know that with him once we got older. I didn't realize that was the dude I used to play against all the time because he got a lot bigger and all that. And then Isaiah Joe played on the team with my big brother. So, like, I was seeing Isaiah Joe every weekend, even though they're from 3 hours away.
Yeah.
But, so, no, it's not. I don't feel like rivalry against dudes from back home. It's really like, man, it's cool. Like, I knew you when we was kids. Nick Smith, he from coastal Little Rock, North Little Rock, Silver Hills. And that's right across the water. Khalil Ware, all of those guys.
I feel like everyone also from the state has their own type of swagger, even though they're like different. Like Austin's very different from you or from Isaiah or whatever, but it's like he still has like shit to him.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy that is like he's just kind of he has that confidence.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just comes with the state.
Yeah. I mean.
So big props. He kind of sees, unless he's just shooting the shit, but he sees that guys from Arkansas kind of all do fit a similar mold when you're talking about whoever made it to the highest level. If you look at like the bigs, you got Khalil, you got Dan, you got Bobby. And then, like, if you look at the guards, you got, like, Moses, like you said, Moses, Austin, Isaiah. The swag, the effort, the chip on your shoulder kind of attitude that mostly everybody carries in between is just an Arkansas thing in general. You do get a lot of gritty players. You get a lot of scrappy guys from here, even at the top of the top. Like, you don't just got to be the 6th man on the bench. And so to get a role, you're scrappy. Like, no, like, the best player on the team is just as scrappy as the guy who's trying to earn his spot. And so that's cool that, he notices that, and that's kind of something that sticks out globally for Arkansas.
And he play like he played outside. Like it's like dudes that ain't that we're not from LA. We don't got the lights, the camera from a young age to where you just hooping. Nobody's watching. You're not ever gonna see this footage ever again. Ain't nobody recording it. So I think it's something that just comes with that. That's just like cool about it.
Did you guys do AU, or was it like so? Because I was talking to Isaiah about it because he goes back. He said he goes back there during the summers to work out and everything like that. And he was sort of saying the same thing of like he thought one of his advantages was like he wasn't in the mix so much. Like he felt like he got to like find his game down there where nobody was like you didn't have all the politics that comes with like you're in LA, you're in whatever city that like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Especially
I agree. Coming from a place like Little Rock, amongst other cities in Arkansas, you think you're in the city, right? And then you like definitely when you travel, you go play other schools that aren't here. You like, bro, they have nothing, right? Like, or little to nothing, or
especially for him, his city's smaller than Little Rock.
So just like you just said, like everything pretty much is smaller than Little Rock, unless you're talking about Fayetteville. I mean, which is still smaller than Little Rock, but obviously if you're from the area, you know that there's multiple smaller cities around that make it feel like obviously one metropolitan area. You know how big it feels. Um, but like you're saying, for example, Fort Smith or even Jonesboro the other way kind of do have a more distant feel, a more standoffish, solo, small, like a town vibe. Even like Conway to an extent. It's obviously Central Arkansas. It's got a couple colleges there, but it's more secluded, I guess you could say. Obviously, it's not as far as travel wise, but it's more secluded in a way.
Uh, and so it's crazy. Oh, you was asking about the rivals to us a minute ago, but I will say, I beat Jalen and Isaiah both in the state championship. When I was in 10th grade, so we was both in the 7A championship and we beat them. So it ain't no rivalry, but I'm gonna point that out.
Yeah, you make sure that don't forget to mention that.
Yeah. But but nah, that was my guy.
How'd you end up at Montpelier?
So after that year, we won the championship. I was the MVP of the state championship and all of that. And then
everyone is chasing the feeling of a win.
No matter what happens, you are.
Like when I say this too, I'm not advocating that everybody should go play, go to prep school, because it's not for most people. But at that point, when it was really like, it's not much left in the city for me. Just keep trying to win state championships, keep trying to win MVP again, and then outside of basketball, the last 2 years, it ain't much to do. Like we got everything, we got the movie theaters, the skating rink, and all of that type of stuff, but it ain't much to do. So when you around 11th, 12th grade, a bunch of teenagers with nothing to do, bad stuff happened.
Yeah.
So I think it was good that I left around that time and kind of got exposed to the world.
You started to have that sense of like, okay, there's a future in this sport for me, and I need to make sure that I'm not either around bad influences, but then also like when you look at the guys on that team that you go to play, Cade was already there. Did he come at the same?
Yeah,
Cade,
we went together.
Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty came my senior year, but me and Cade came together.
And Dayron, like you're playing. I mean, that's the NBA. It's the NBA roster.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the other part of it, which is like you can't get that most places.
Yeah, and that's practice. And Coach Boyle crazy, so we was playing full court 1-on-1 on game day.
Why do you think? I don't know. We talked about this much on the
full court ones on game day. Full court ones on game day.
The show. I was thinking this at the draft because I saw him briefly at the draft because he was with all those guys like Cooper and all them. Why is he? What makes him so good? Because when you look at it, if you like, people talk about Coach Cal all the time, but if you look at Boyles, at the people that played there, and I met him when Kyrie played in Jersey with us. That's when I first met him, and like his roster is like a NBA Hall of Fame. It's not even like it's like, oh, there's a couple of hits. It's like you just go down the list, and it's like Cooper's the latest one, but there's so many.
I mean, like I said, Boyle crazy. So, and he loved what he doing. And like you can't go have a conversation with him without it being about basketball. And if you try to, he's gonna bring it back to basketball in some way. So for somebody that love what they do and thinking about it that much, they got no choice but to be good. He gonna like if I see him in the cafeteria at the school, nothing to do with basketball. He gonna have we at the draft in the lobby. My mama there, my grandma, everybody there. He got my mama and my grandma like on the corner and saying like, okay, so if you go right here and then you come off a curl right here, then the player work like this. But it's just that's how his mind works. Everywhere you go, you're gonna turn into a cone in a drill or something. So and then too, he don't want to do nothing else. Like he's not doing this to get to college, get to the NBA. Like no, he's doing exactly what he want to do. So it's cool to see somebody that found what they love, and then you got no choice but to be good at it when you feel that.
I think that is a really, because he probably has had a million chances to go coach wherever, and he's never done it. Like he just is like, this is, and it's so interesting to just kind of make that choice and just stick with it, and then just be. The question I would if he came on the show, I'd be like, at a certain point, talk about winning everything. Like there's not much else to like, but that gets.
We buffing, chat. I don't know why, but we are. Good lag from YouTube. I think my graphics card working a little too hard. I don't know if you wasn't here earlier. I'm definitely over here eating real good. I got some steak and shrimp cooked by myself. Steak, shrimp, and some rice. I've been out doing this reaction video. Maybe I'm doing this reaction video.
Has had a million chances to go
There we
coach
go.
wherever, and he's never done it. Like he just is like, this is, and it's so interesting to just kind of make that choice and just stick with it, and then just be the question. I would like if he came on the show, I'd be like, at a certain point, talk about winning
So he talks
everything.
about playing for the
Like you just,
Hogs.
there's not much else
Here's a
to
little bit.
like, and
So we're gonna kind of click.
But
to
wasn't
that part,
and
give
like
it a small skip.
when I got when I was younger, like everybody used to always say like, oh, he's going to Arkansas for sure, no question. And that kind of made me be like, nah, I'm maybe not going to Arkansas. I don't know. And then Musselman got the job my senior year of high school, so it was a new coach. It was a lot of uncertainty, and I liked Juwan Howard at Michigan a lot. I liked Ohio State. They call it, and my man EJ was there. So it was a lot of uncertainty going into it.
there's always the gift and the curse of being around like family, all your people when you're focusing on a level like that. Obviously, you guys had a lot of success, going to Elite Eight and everything like that. But was the experience overall something that you, like looking back on it, you're glad you went?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so if you think about it, like everybody that went to Montverde pretty much went back to the school closer to home.
Interesting. They were like, that's my college, and I'm going to go back home.
That's kind of what it was. Like, we leaving at 15, 16 years old, and like you just not around your people every day. So that was a big part of what made me want to go back home.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did it the way I did, because like you look back now with like guys in the NBA, because when you in that time, it's like, oh, I want to go to the best school that offered me. But when the best school is not really offering you as much, now you can really think about it and like, okay, where will I be the best at? Where will I play the best at? And a lot of the guys that try to go to the best school that offer them realize that they ain't really need you like that, and they ain't really care that much about you. But when you go home, for me, going home was that, to where it's like it's like being from Little Rock, where you figuring it out, and the cameras ain't there. It ain't the all of the lights and all of that, to where you get to really be your best self at a young age. I think that's important.
At what point were you was leaving after year one? Thought, like, when did you start to think about it?
I didn't know that I was going to do that until like going like halfway through the year, going into the tournament, because I didn't know for sure going into college that I was going to want to know.
Like, were there people telling you should go? Like, what was the process behind when you actually decided to leave?
Once I realized I could, it was pretty decided.
It was like a realistic thing. What was draft night like?
It was cool. So all my people were here. I got a big family, so everybody didn't come, but a lot of people shared. My friends.
Was in the city, or were you at home?
We was in New York.
New York.
Yeah. So, but it was during COVID. So, but it was the year after the national draft, and it was everything. Everything I could have imagined. You see the draft every year, so being able to be there with just the people sitting there at the table, my family, and
you would like a good team, a championship.
Like the details.
When you get to the Bay, on the details point, this is a super interesting point, and I feel like that's been a thing. You have to fill so many different roles for this particular team, and so for you to do that, especially with like a good team, a championship level team, and a deep team with a bunch of players, like for you to be on the court, details have to matter. When did you first figure that? Like, was that some of that just watching Dre, watching Steph, watching some of the older guys, or was that a specific coach, or like how did you sort of come to that realization?
A lot of it was just like sitting on that bench, like that's therapeutic. Sitting over there, just like you gotta why am I not in the game? Like, and then I realized that it would be a lot of stuff that didn't nobody say when I did it. Like I messed up. I didn't come over on defense or whatever it was. And then nobody say nothing, so I'm thinking ain't nobody noticed.
Yeah.
But no, everybody noticed. They just said like, okay, we're not gonna put him in right there. He's not good at that spot or that rotation. But I'm like, well, if y'all would have told me, somebody would have told me, then I would have done it better. But so that's me thinking I'm slick, getting away with stuff that I'm not. So I
take note to that. Any hooper out there that wants a piece of advice, I'm a coach myself. I know some of you know, some of you might not know. I coach basketball. I don't just write. I don't just talk. I'm not just a mouth. I know basketball. That is exactly how I coach. It goes from the smallest stuff. I told my boys this a million times this summer, right? Ball turns over. We go from offense to defense. I see you jogging back. Oh, you tired? Come on, I got a sub for you. You tired? I see you jogging. If you jogging, you tired, right? Because other than that, you're gonna be playing hard. You're gonna be running full speed, right? Come on over here with me. Catch your breath. We'll get you back out there in a few minutes when you ain't tired. You come to the side like, Coach, what I do? What I do? I thought you was tired. You didn't do nothing necessarily. I mean, I'm not mad at you, right? I thought you was tired. Simple, right? And then there's situational, right, where you don't close out on threes well, right? You think, oh, that kid can't shoot. I ain't finna run out there for real. Maybe he's not the greatest shooter in the world, right? But what are you asked to do? What are you supposed to do? How do you know how to play basketball, right? Do what you're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to trust you to be in the game. Late game situation, they got shooters. You don't like running at people that shoot the ball from the wing, whether they can shoot in your mind or not. I see it in you. That's a characteristic that you have. You don't like closing out. So now I can't trust you in them type of situation. So just be mindful of that. And then the perfect thing that I say that for is because people won't always tell you. You'll always, man, coach be hating on me, bro. No. That man just either in his mind, he already told himself you can't do it because you ain't proved it, you ain't shown it, or he done give you chances to show and prove it. It's simpler than it sounds.
I think that realization was like, okay, I need to figure everything out.
It is interesting, and you can only speak to your experience, but like the experience of a rookie or a second year guy coming into a team like this team versus when you go to a team with a bunch of other young players where you get the chance, you get the leash to figure everything out. Versus here, like there's the expectation is to win a championship, and so they're coming off of. They're coming off one of the great runs ever in sports. And so you have that sense of like, you have to figure it out for yourself. Like, we're not going to hold your hand through it. But that does become like a little bit of a personal, it's like a personal realization to get to that point.
Yeah, I think whatever situation you come into is a good situation first off. Because if you're not in a good team and you playing, well, you playing. So you get to go figure it out on the court. You get like those reps, that experience, and all of that. If you're not playing, well, you don't got to go figure it out in front of everybody. You get to figure it out in practice and all that. So when you get the opportunity to play, you're more prepared. So. Just like anything in life, like whatever your situation is your situation. So going to figure it out is the fun part.
What was your first Steph experience? Like not him saying hi. Like your first this is Steph.
Yeah. First one. Well, my first time meeting him, he came to my workout, and like before I was even on the team, and I just seen him over there, and it was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I'm here. Like this is NBA now. But got to be one of them practices. Like he do the thing that he be doing in the game when he just take over and go crazy. Well, imagine it like in practice when like he just do it all the time. But one of my first times, I ripped him, and I'm a rookie. I'm just coming in, so I'm feeling good about it. And it's like in that, like I just felt everybody in the room kind of like, oh, like Like he don't know. And then then step do and go crazy and all that. And I'm like, okay, that feeling was right. I knew what I felt. Everybody knew what was about to go down.
He doesn't he's not talking. He just does it because
he talked too though. He not loud. He don't talk crazy, but
but he'll let you know.
Yeah, but he like. He's so good that like when he's talking, it's like he helping you almost. Like he just playing. Like he don't talk a lot. It's not in a conniving type of way. It's genuine. It's like, but yeah.
He's like wishing the best for you in your future endeavors. What about Dre? Because I think that he's such a unique force in NBA history. Obviously, one of the smartest players ever, and one of the most just kind of instinctually gifted players ever. Being around him that first year, like what did you learn from him?
Yeah, my first time talking to Dre was in the summertime before I got drafted. I was at Rich house and it was just in his man cave, and I was just chilling with Rich, and Draymond randomly walked in the door. So that was cool to just sit up and have a conversation with him then. And then I got drafted, and he was the first one to hit me after I got drafted. But I used to go, especially my rookie year, I used to go to Dre room on the road all the time and just sit there and talk to him and ask questions. Just because he's so smart, so observant, and he's been there for a while. So and he's just he's able to, he's really good with words. Yeah. So he's able to put thoughts into words and explain them to you in a way that you understand really well. So I still go and hang out with him and learn all type of stuff.
It is amazing with him. I mean, he definitely talks. So there's no question about that. But when he decides, it's why he'll be so good at TV stuff whenever he does, or I guess he's doing it now a little bit, but whenever he does it for real, is he's so technical in how he can break stuff down, and it's just natural. He doesn't need to study it for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. He'll just watch a clip and he'll just go.
Yeah. And it's a lot of stuff that I think go into it. But one is the confidence to do it. A lot of people understand it, but then a lot of people don't feel the comfortability to do it. Yeah. And the next one is a lot of people understand it, but can't put it in words. He's able to do that. And then he's got the resume to have the confidence and everything too, so it just worked out for him.
When you look at sort of your journey so far, it's like you've mentioned playing a lot of different roles, but even the NBA is a positionless league, but you've had to fill a lot of positions on the offensively and defensively on this particular team. It's obviously a thing he's had to do his own version of as well. What do you feel like you personally what are your kind of your standing, no matter where I'm at on the court, I'm doing this. What's the thing you sort of think about in terms of this is my mental prep, no matter what role I'm being asked to fill?
Yeah, I'm always shooting, so that's the reason I always stay on the floor. I'm always gonna do that. And then defense has been especially this last year, I really figured some stuff out where I can affect the ball. So those are two simplified versions, but other than that, I can get into the weeds, which is about footwork and bringing the ball up and protecting the ball and making plays and all that.
Is there something in the weeds that you feel like you've cracked in the last year that you feel like that you can say that you feel like you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, I forgot y'all get in the weeds here. Okay. So footwork, and that's when I'm talking about ball handling is part of it, but just really the importance of footwork and not even thinking about the ball as much. So if we square it up right here and I want to go right, well, my left foot stepping past your back foot, there's nothing you can do once I get there. And if I can't get there, then that means that you jumped all the way over there, so I'll go the other way. But it's just simplifying. And the first time I was thinking, I got to cross you over and I got to shift you this way so I can get that way. But when thinking about it as steps, completely changed stuff for me.
Was that a film realization? Was that an in-game? Where did you come to this?
So last year, working with Dash Athletics, he was sitting there, he was trying to...
Before he gets into that, that's something that I do see on film a lot. I realize that on film when I'm watching kids all of the time, is your footwork is obviously more noticeable on film because I have chances to go back and see it in flashes. But when he's saying footwork, it's not always necessarily about you tap dancing. That's really not the footwork he's speaking on. He's saying more about actual placement of your feet, first step launch, and there's a bunch of things that you can kind of break it down to and dive deeper in on and teach he keeps kind of hinting at, but more so the placement of exactly where you're stepping, how many steps you're taking, float steps, obviously between dribbles, stuff like that. But it's stuff that I notice on film a lot.
like get me to understand that for a while through the workouts. But I was recording every workout, so I had my man like when as I was working out, like every drill, everything I was doing, he was recording it, and then after the fact, I would go home and watch all of my drills and stuff. And some reps felt better than others, and I didn't know why. And it didn't really crack to me until me and Dad started watching some Kobe footage. And Kobe was doing exactly what he was talking about. And then I went back and watched my footage, and I realized that thing, that simplicity of that one step or those steps and being purposeful with my feet. And that opened it up.
Do you remember what stage Kobe it was? Like where he was in his career at that point?
It was old. It was it was after Shaq. So it was like during that stretch when it was him, Palace, Derek Fisher.
I had a defense question because I read this thing. I read this thing about you earlier. I gotta find. Basically, like when you were in 6th grade, your AU coach would give you $1 if you took a charge.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Yeah. Coach Marlin. He would do it the whole team. Whoever take a charge to get $1. So. Yeah, once I heard that, I'm trying to get a charge every play. Yeah, I'm trying to get some Skittles in the machine after the game.
How many did you end up with? You remember?
A lot. He might even stop doing it because I was running up a check.
You ruined it for everybody else.
Yeah. And then when I got to high school, my trainer Jimmy, he did it with the high school team and said like whoever got the most charges he would take them out to dinner, like a steak dinner and stuff after the season. And I won that too. Yeah, so if I got a reason, I'll do it.
I mean, the other person I wanted to ask you about from like a veteran standpoint, who just got there, was another really smart dude is Jimmy. You guys have different games in a lot of ways, but like he's somebody that like is so precise and clearly knows how to maximize every part of his footwork, every part of his body in every way. Are there things you've picked up from him even in this short amount of time?
Yeah, and I think it's similar to that footwork thing that I was just explaining. Like he does it to a T. Steph does it to a T too, but like Steph dribbles more. So you can't, because he takes more steps because he got the ball in his hand. But Jimmy would sit there and hold the ball. And everybody plays like one-on-one with like you got 3 dribbles or whatever. Well, I'm not saying that he does it, but Jimmy acts like he's playing one-on-one. He only got 3 steps. So like the precision with those steps and where you putting your foot is like how he thinks about it, how he plays, like watching him. And he's aggressive because I'm not taking 2 steps to going around you. 1 step can get me through you.
Yeah.
So like that was the big thing for him. And it's easy to watch. It's harder to watch it with Steph because he's dribbling more and he's doing more. Jimmy is like, no, he's looking at your feet and he's stepping past you.
Well, what's interesting, and he's a big guy and he knows how to use his body, but it does feel like in all these playoff runs that he's had over the years, it's like the game just slows down to him.
Yeah.
Like I think about that a couple years ago when they made the finals run in that Boston series before he really messed up his ankle. He was doing exactly what you're saying of like they knew where he was going. They knew exactly what he was going to do, and he basically just like precisely got to his spot every time, and it was basically just like midi layup or foul, and they couldn't do anything about it. It was like the Milwaukee series and the Boston series were kind of both like that, and I feel like that. I mean, my question, I guess, would be like, I mean, you're shooting more. You're not necessarily going to like emulate all parts of this, but like when you're building up that confidence yourself, is that just reps? Is that a opponent? Everyone does the welcome to the NBA thing, so it doesn't have to be like your first year. But like, did you have an opponent where they did something where it was like this, and you kind of were just like, I want to steal this because you were just blown away by it?
So I'll say Kyrie, like he didn't do like one specific thing, but I mean, every time we play, it's just like, for one, like, I ain't gonna act hard. Like, it's Kyrie. Like, I've been watching Kyrie for the longest.
Yeah.
But then just the way that he play, it's like the same stuff that I'm talking about that Steph and Jimmy and all them the guys do. He's doing it, but he just make it look good. Like, when he do it. So, as you sit there and play, it's just cool to watch.
It's funny the control. Mm-hmm. It's like
because I thought you see Kyrie do all of the crazy moves and everything, so you think he dribbles a lot more than he does. But no, that dude is good at moving. He's good at movement. He's not even about the ball handling.
It's like him and Shea, the other one you mentioned, but it's also like Shea also just his pace and just you cannot knock him off No matter what you do, you be way bigger than him. You're not knocking off strides, regardless.
Because he's not playing like he can put the ball down and do the same stuff that he's doing. Like it's about where I can watch him do it. He's stepping where he wants to go. Cut him off, he'll bump you and shoot it.
When you're thinking about shooting in particular, you obviously been blessed to play with Steph, to play with Clay. Are there other guys around the league currently right now from just a pure shooting standpoint that you look at and you're like, these are the people that I want to figure out how to pull things from?
So a big thing that I learned about shooting from being with Steph and Clay is that there's only so much you can learn about learn from somebody else. Like I sat there and watched Clay do workouts after practice every day, and then I stopped and I started watching some Steph, and it's like that mess up my shot sometimes when I go and start trying to make my form look like his. But there's something about, I've taken something from Clay, I've taken something from Steph, and then implemented towards my game. So that was a big thing. That's the big thing that I learning about shooting. But other guys that I like Dame, because I worked out with his trainer, and I like a lot of the stuff that he was talking about, the shot preparation. I like
what was the shot preparation stuff? His base?
Yeah, so part of it is like stepping into the shot. And you don't have to step into the shot when you're off the line, but just that whole what you're doing before the ball touches your hand matters. And like getting your momentum going forward / up. I don't like to say forward because you're not jumping forward. You're jumping straight up and down, but sometimes you go a little bit forward.
Yeah.
And so working out with my guy Lane from the Warriors before the season really helped me understand, like when you're moving, coming off the screen, like being able to stop and go up and down is like can completely changes you as a shooter and find that rhythm. And that made me watch Steph and Clay from a different realm, like seeing what they be doing, because they be doing that, but I didn't know that they was doing that. And yeah, it's cool.
We're gonna wrap in a second, but I kind of wanted to close, getting back to sort of what we were talking about before about the just like the advice to the younger guys and everything like that. I'm always curious with guys in your position now that you've been through some of the wars, not all the wars, but you've been through some of the wars. When your advice about just being a good professional, you've been blessed to have teammates like we've talked about. But are there particular things that you're sort of like finding for yourself in real time that almost like if you were to do like, this is my manual, like temples of like what you pass on? Are there particular consistencies that you feel like all good pros have in common?
I think like simplicity is important. So like you should not know why you're doing something. And that goes from the step stuff that we're talking about, like with feet in basketball. Like each step is being purposeful. That same thing goes for big stuff. And so I think understanding why you're doing everything that you're doing is probably one of the biggest things that I would say from a professionalism standpoint. Because then too, you're not doing a bunch of stuff for no reason. So now you got energy to put into the right stuff. Yeah, you're not wasting it. And that's not just basketball.
Yeah, he's about to say the same thing I was about to say. They don't just go for basketball. But outside of that, too, I see a lot of kids a lot of the time doing stuff that never translates to the game. Like, if you're working out every day and you doing, like, so-and-so, that's probably not going to translate to the game. If y'all playing ones all the time, how much one-on-one basketball is really played outside of the NBA where you probably aren't going? Like, be realistic. If you want to play college basketball, let's talk. We got to go to college before we can ever go to the league, right? So let's talk. It's not a one-on-one game. It's not get out my way, see if I can dribble 50 million times and score. You got to do things that translate to real basketball that's going to show up and improve your game for where you at right now and then where you trying to go. So you got to improve your game for high school, which is the competition level that you're playing at now. And then obviously want to incorporate skills that are going to help you succeed at the next level and learn those skills for colleges where you're trying to go. Y'all want to skip all the way to the last stage that, like I say, being realistic that you probably never get to, and that's part of the reason why you don't have a chance of getting there.
Outside of this, like, why am I going to this meeting with somebody that has nothing to do with anything that I'm trying to do? Like, maybe you can learn something, and that might be the purpose, but other than that, why am I going to hang out with somebody? I don't really even like that person that much. Like, so just thinking about stuff and knowing why you're doing everything you're doing.
Can we talk for a second about Moses Moody Weekend? Can you explain backstory of it, how it came to be, what it means to you?
Yeah, so It's my foundation, Motivate One Foundation, and I'm really figuring it out. So I've been meeting with people in the city that kind of just give me advice, but where it really started was like, I'm from Little Rock. I did everything there growing up. I was a kid. We don't got an NBA team, so whenever you see a professional athlete, it's the same thing as seeing Michael Jordan for real. So, like, now that that's a platform, kids is gonna listen. What can I tell them? How can I help them? And first off, I just wanted to have some fun with it, so that's why I do the camps and bring other players back on and let them see them, just giving them the access and exposure. But as I do those camps, I realize, like, for one, I can only get like 150 kids, 200 kids in there. So that's all the kids that get the experience. And then I can't really break down and teach you that much about basketball because it's too many people. So what are we really doing here? And that was cool. It's still cool. That it's an experience. They want to hang around. They want to come play basketball with me and whoever I bring. So that's still enough worth it to do it. But I really want to have an impact. So the next thing I figured out to do was this youth summit. And we partnered with a group called Trades for Life. So we got the kids out there learning how to lay brick, change tires, cut hair, just different trades just to have in your pocket. So you useful in the world in some way. You got something. And then we also bring people like that do jobs that are close to basketball. So many people like stop playing basketball whenever they got to stop, and now they got to go figure out life completely different. But it's so many things that's one pivot away from being on.
It's crazy. I love everything that he's saying. That's great philanthropy. Obviously, if you know anything about me, that's what I'm about. Like T word dot cross. You know what I'm saying? All the way down. That's exactly what I'm about. And so I really, really like the aspect of what he's doing, especially the part where he's actually getting boys involved and going to get them to understand and learn about trades. That's something that not enough young men know, especially in the community like where we're from. You end up thinking that you either got to make it big or you ain't making it at all, and there's nothing in between. Or that you can't make it big by doing one of the in betweens, right? And so that's a really, really big thing. And then, like I said, what he's saying at the end there is something that I also preach on very much. So obviously that I have a career outside of basketball, but still inside of basketball. I see it all the time. Kids that are best in high school, like I was just saying, the best kid in high school, best kid that you can think of that I die, makes it into college, has a pretty promising, good look down the line, and doesn't end up going pro at all, not NBA, not overseas, nothing, right? You can't give up on basketball related jobs. There are a lot of them. You just got to think about. I tell people this all the time, jokingly. Think about how many guys, like when you watch an NBA game, that are behind the bench and they all have the team collar shirts on and they all got the team swag on and gear. You don't know who any of them are. They all have a great job. They all have a great job. You don't know what they do. They all have a great job, still dealing with basketball, right? So it's still on you to do your part of the research and find out other jobs that are still surrounding the game, things that can keep you going. Obviously, like scouting, media. I mean, that's one of the things, obviously, that I preach on a lot because that's one of the things the state needs so much more of. More resources, more things to be talked about, more spotlights to be shined, right? Give back more, honestly, be able to put more in front of these kids so that they know that there's more out there to be able to do. So big ups to him on that. We're gonna get through these last couple seconds of the video.
On the court, if it's an agent, if it's working for an agency, if it's a photographer, if it's a chef, if it's a stylist, there's so many different things that you can do. So
Moses Moody, thank you for the time.
Well, that was it. So yeah, that was Moses Moody. Pretty great interview. It was about 30 minutes long. I skipped through a couple parts that were kind of dry that were mostly the interviewer talking more than Moses talking himself. But the overall gist was great. He definitely mentioned his roots here in Little Rock, shouted it out and said kind of obviously that, he loves this city, this area, kind of what it can do for you or what it can bring for you or bring to you as far as giving you the type of upbringing that makes you want to know and see more. Not in a bad way, right? Like you see a city here, you see everything here, but it makes you think like what else is out there too? Like, right? We got a pretty good city. This is a nice city, but I know there's other cities too, and I bet they're like this better, if not, I mean, just like this, if not better. And there's more out there. And so, like he said, it was kind of an eye opener. He got to go to Montverde, take off early on, and get a chance to be able to come back, obviously, and play at the University of Arkansas, which was a blessing for him to play under Coach Musselman. He said, and then we all know how the rest went. Obviously, NBA championship with the Warriors, and sitting pretty now in the league, learning and growing as he's talking about there in the chat, understanding himself more, diving deeper, holding himself more accountable as a grown man and a player himself. So a bunch of great things and a bunch of gems he dropped right there for young Arkansas basketball players to be able to kind of look up to. This is a cool reaction video that I got to do today. I appreciate chat for checking in on the stream. I'm obviously tired. I'm about to get off here, get some work done that I have to get done. Tomorrow I'm uploading all the clips from opening week of 2K. Yeah, I'm just building, like I say, on content. Something that y'all said y'all wanted to see was 2K. I have not played Madden. I have not streamed Madden in over a week since 2K came out. Something I will probably get back to doing maybe on the other side of next week. Y'all have to let me know if there's something y'all want to see. If you like this reaction video, let me know. I'll do another one for sure. I had to go find some good material to do it on. Obviously, I want to try to keep things focused on where we're at with it, but I don't mind sitting down chit-chatting about other outside stuff, which I'm obviously going to work on expanding into as I continue to stream and grow my content base. I think that's probably it for the stream today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, do whatever you're gonna do. Drop a you know what I'm saying, a 100 in the chat for your boy, something. Show me some love. Oh, I ate good. I'm tired. Still got some work to do. Um, I got a little bit of news. I got a showcase coming up. Obviously, everybody probably knows about the one in Northeast Arkansas already. I got a showcase coming up that I'm trying to bring to Southeastern Arkansas, the Delta area. More than likely, we will be in Monticello, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Hamburg High School. But that'd be a good look. Get some kids out the Delta, out the Southeast area, a chance to come and get seen, get some eyes on them, get them on the radar, show them where they should be if they're not there yet. Northeast Arkansas Showcase will be one of the biggest in the state. It's gonna be a great event with some tough competition out there. Just getting ready for the season, man. We got a lot of stuff going on with football over at Arkansas Sports Network. If you guys check them out, please be sure to get over there. Follow their YouTube, follow their Facebook. They stream on YouTube their games of the week. Great quality, great graphics, great visuals, great commentary. You guys won't be disappointed. If you are looking to get anything streamed yourself this season, as far as football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, it does not matter. Please do not hesitate to reach out. You can contact me and I will put you in contact with whoever you need to speak to or whoever you are interested in speaking with. Unless it's basketball, and then I can set you up more than likely set you up myself. But yeah, please do not hesitate to reach out about those services. If you need any graphics, if you need any schedules, any pictures posters made, please don't hesitate to reach out about that. Appreciate y'all for chatting and tuning in with me today. That's all I got for your stream.